According to the National Electrical Code, concrete pull boxes used in outdoor or underground locations are not required to be UL listed. National Electrical Code Section 314.56 C states that boxes used for pull purposes shall have sufficient dimensions to allow the proper termination and splicing of the conductors and shall have suitable access openings for pulling the conductors in and out of the box. Concrete pull boxes are typically constructed of reinforced concrete, which provides adequate mechanical protection for the enclosed electrical equipment. However, since concrete is not inherently fire resistant, additional measures may be necessary to meet specific fire safety requirements. An electrical engineer might advise installing a UL-listed box inside a concrete pull box based on specific project requirements or industry best practices. While not a code requirement, using UL-listed components can provide additional assurance of quality, safety, and compliance. Firstly, it's important to follow project specifications and local code requirements. If the project specifications require UL-listed concrete pull boxes or UL-listed boxes inside concrete pull boxes, those requirements should be followed. Secondly, consider industry best practices. While not required, installing UL-listed components in critical applications can provide additional peace of mind and reduce the risk of potential issues. Thirdly, use appropriately sized and rated boxes. Ensure that the concrete pull box is large enough to accommodate the conductors and facilitate proper splicing. Fourthly, maintain proper access. Provide adequate access openings for pulling conductors in and out of the box to allow for future maintenance. Fifthly, protect against moisture ingress. Seal the box appropriately to prevent moisture from entering and damaging the electrical equipment. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, doesn't mandate UL listing for concrete pull boxes used outdoors or underground. However, project specifications, local codes, or specific application requirements might necessitate UL listing or the use of UL listed boxes inside the concrete pull box. The primary function of a pull box is to provide sufficient space and access for pulling and splicing conductors. Section 314.56 C of the NEC focuses on the dimensions and access requirements of pull boxes to facilitate these activities. Concrete pull boxes are commonly made from reinforced concrete due to its strength and durability, offering good mechanical protection for electrical conductors and equipment. However, concrete is not fire resistant, so additional fire protection measures might be needed depending on the application and local regulations. While the NEC doesn't generally require UL listing for concrete pull boxes, using UL listed components, including boxes placed inside concrete pull boxes, can offer increased assurance of safety and compliance. UL listing indicates that a product has been tested and meets specific safety standards. It is essential to adhere to the project specifications and any applicable local electrical codes. If these documents specify UL-listed pull boxes or UL-listed boxes within concrete pull boxes, those requirements must be followed. Even if not mandated, using UL-listed components can be considered a best practice, especially in critical or high-risk applications, as it can enhance safety and reliability. The pull box should be appropriately sized to accommodate the conductors, splices, and any related hardware. Sufficient space is crucial for easy installation, maintenance, and future modifications. The pull box should include access openings that allow easy pulling of conductors and provide adequate space for maintenance tasks. Proper sealing is essential to prevent moisture from entering the pull box, which can damage electrical equipment and compromise the integrity of the electrical system. Consider using sealants and gaskets to achieve a watertight enclosure. In summary, while the NEC does not explicitly require concrete pull boxes to be UL-listed, project specifications, local codes, or industry best practices might dictate otherwise. Always prioritize safety, compliance, and the specific requirements of the installation. Reinforced concrete is used because of its ability to withstand significant external forces and environmental conditions, protecting the enclosed conductors and splices from physical damage, such as impacts from heavy objects or soil pressure. The strength of concrete is particularly important in underground installations where the box might be subjected to substantial loads. The lack of inherent fire resistance in concrete means that additional measures may be necessary in situations where fire safety is a concern. These measures might include applying fire-retardant coatings or installing fire-resistant barriers within the box to protect the conductors and splices in the event of a fire. The decision to use UL-listed components often comes down to risk assessment and the criticality of the application. In installations where a failure could have significant consequences, such as in hospitals, data centers, or critical infrastructure facilities, the added assurance of UL listing can be particularly valuable. UL listing involves rigorous testing and certification processes that verify a product's compliance with established safety standards. This testing includes evaluations of the product's construction, performance, and safety features, providing a high level of confidence in its reliability. The size of the pull box is determined by the size and number of conductors that need to be accommodated, as well as the bending radius requirements for the conductors. The NEC provides guidelines for calculating the minimum dimensions of pull boxes based on these factors. Access openings should be large enough to allow workers to easily reach inside the box to perform installation maintenance and troubleshooting tasks. The location and design of these openings should also consider worker safety and ergonomics. Moisture ingress can lead to corrosion of conductors and splices, insulation breakdown, and ultimately, electrical failures. Effective sealing methods include using watertight gaskets, sealants, and drain holes to prevent water from accumulating inside the box. Proper installation techniques are also crucial to ensuring a watertight seal. Consider the environment in which the pull box will be installed. In areas with high levels of moisture, corrosive chemicals, or extreme temperatures, additional protective measures may be necessary. These measures might include using specialized coatings, corrosion-resistant materials, or climate control systems to protect the electrical equipment inside the box. Regular inspections and maintenance are essential to ensure the continued reliability and safety of concrete pull boxes. Inspection should include checking for cracks, leaks, corrosion, and other signs of damage. Maintenance tasks may include cleaning, resealing, and replacing damaged components. It's important to keep records of all inspections and maintenance activities to track the condition of the pull box over time. When selecting a concrete pull box, consider the following factors: the size and number of conductors that need to be accommodated, the environmental conditions to which the box will be exposed, the required level of fire protection, the accessibility for maintenance and repairs, the cost of the box and its installation. By carefully considering these factors, you can select a concrete pull box that meets your specific needs and provides reliable protection for your electrical system. It is worth consulting with a qualified electrical engineer or contractor to ensure that the pull box is properly designed, installed, and maintained. These professionals can provide valuable guidance on selecting the right components, complying with applicable codes and standards, and ensuring the safety and reliability of your electrical system. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it should only be performed by qualified individuals. Always follow safe work practices and use appropriate personal protective equipment when working with electricity. By taking these precautions, you can minimize the risk of electrical shock, burns, and other injuries. In addition to the points already discussed, here are some further considerations related to concrete pull boxes. The weight of concrete pull boxes can be substantial, especially for larger sizes. This can pose challenges for installation and transportation. It's important to use appropriate lifting equipment and techniques to avoid injuries and damage to the box. Concrete pull boxes can be custom designed and fabricated to meet specific project requirements. This allows for greater flexibility in terms of size, shape, and features. Custom boxes may be necessary for complex installations or when standard boxes are not suitable. The internal surfaces of concrete pull boxes should be smooth and free of sharp edges to prevent damage to conductors during pulling and splicing. If the surfaces are rough, they should be lined with a suitable material such as plastic or rubber. The covers of concrete pull boxes should be securely fastened to prevent unauthorized access and to protect the contents from environmental elements. The fastener should be corrosion resistant and tamper-proof. Concrete pull boxes should be properly grounded to provide a path for fault current in the event of an electrical fault. The grounding system should comply with the requirements of the NEC and other applicable standards. The location of concrete pull boxes should be carefully planned to ensure that they are accessible for maintenance and repairs. They should not be located in areas where they are likely to be obstructed or damaged. The area around concrete pull boxes should be kept clear of debris and vegetation to prevent access problems and to reduce the risk of fire. Concrete pull boxes should be clearly labeled to indicate their purpose and voltage. This can help prevent accidental contact with energized conductors and equipment. Regular inspection should include checking the condition of the labeling to ensure that it is still legible. When working with concrete pull boxes, it is important to be aware of the potential hazards associated with concrete dust. Concrete dust can be irritating to the skin, eyes, and respiratory system. It's important to wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves, safety glasses, and a dust mask when working with concrete. Concrete pull boxes can be affected by environmental factors such as freeze-thaw cycles, which can cause cracking and deterioration. In areas with severe winters, it may be necessary to take additional precautions to protect concrete pull boxes from freeze-thaw damage. These precautions may include using specialized concrete mixes, applying protective coatings, or providing insulation. In some cases, it may be necessary to install heating cables inside concrete pull boxes to prevent freezing. Heating cables can help to maintain a temperature above freezing, which can prevent damage from freeze-thaw cycles. However, it's important to ensure that the heating cables are properly installed and controlled to prevent overheating and fire hazards. Concrete pull boxes can also be affected by chemical attack from substances in the soil or groundwater. In areas with contaminated soil or groundwater, it may be necessary to use specialized concrete mixes or apply protective coatings to resist chemical attack. The design and construction of concrete pull boxes should consider the potential for seismic activity. In areas with a high risk of earthquakes, it may be necessary to reinforce the boxes to prevent them from collapsing or shifting during an earthquake. The National Electrical Manufacturers Association, or NEMA, publishes standards for enclosures, including concrete pull boxes. These standards provide guidance on the design, construction, and testing of enclosures to ensure that they meet specific performance requirements. It's important to be familiar with the applicable NEMA standards when selecting and installing concrete pull boxes. The Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, or IEE, also publishes standards related to electrical installations, including standards for grounding and bonding. These standards provide guidance on how to properly ground and bond concrete pull boxes to ensure electrical safety. The NEC is updated every 3 years, so it's important to stay current with the latest edition to ensure compliance. The NEC is a comprehensive set of rules and regulations for electrical installations, and it's essential to understand and follow its requirements. Failure to comply with the NEC can result in fines, penalties, and even legal action. In addition to the NEC, there may be other applicable codes and standards that need to be followed, such as local building codes and fire codes. It's important to check with your local authorities to determine which codes and standards apply to your project. The selection and installation of concrete pull boxes should be part of a comprehensive electrical design that considers all aspects of the electrical system. The electrical design should be performed by a qualified electrical engineer who is familiar with the applicable codes and standards. The electrical design should include detailed drawings and specifications that clearly show the location, size, and type of concrete pull boxes to be used. The electrical design should also include calculations to verify that the pull boxes are sized correctly for the conductors and cables that will be installed in them. The electrical design should be reviewed and approved by the local authorities before any construction work begins. The installation of concrete pull boxes should be performed by qualified electricians who are familiar with the applicable codes and standards. The electricians should follow the electrical design and specifications carefully and they should ensure that the pull boxes are installed correctly. The electrician should also perform a thorough inspection of the pull boxes after they are installed to verify that they are in good condition and that they meet all of the requirements of the electrical design. The electrician should document the results of the inspection and provide a copy of the documentation to the owner of the electrical system. The owner of the electrical system is responsible for maintaining the concrete pull boxes in good condition and for ensuring that they continue to comply with all of the applicable codes and standards. The owner should perform regular inspections of the pull boxes and should make any necessary repairs or replacements promptly. The owner should also keep accurate records of all inspections and maintenance activities. The owner should consult with a qualified electrical contractor if they have any questions or concerns about the condition or maintenance of the concrete pull boxes. Concrete pull boxes are an important part of an electrical system, and they should be treated with care and respect. By following the guidelines and recommendations outlined in this discussion, you can help to ensure that your concrete pull boxes provide reliable protection for your electrical system for many years to come.